Hello bike friends, September now, and in this video I am going to tell you about a component manufacturer that is screwing all their customers and the bike companies that spec them. I'm also going to tell you about a bike that you can buy for $20,000, actually $1 less than that, and another competitor that is close to that price. And then I'm going to give you an update on those companies that are in trouble, YT bikes and Canyon bikes. First piece of business is that German manufacturer Fazua just announced late last week that they are canceling all plans for that battery extender that they promised to their customers and their bike manufacturers. So they have the Ride 50 and Ride 60, pretty good riding motors on mid-powered bikes, 50 Newton meters and 60 Newton meters, but with a 430 watt-hour battery. A lot of initial manufacturing problems, a lot of defects and whatnot, but they kind of sorted through some of them, and they always pretty good motor efficiency, battery efficiency. But a lot of people were buying the motor because they wanted a lightweight e-bike, and there was that promise of, hey, we're gonna boost the battery capacity by about 50%, a 200 watt-hour extender. So 2021 is when this started, and then we go in about a year. We'll do it. 2022 delayed, 2023 delayed, 2024. They got kind of quiet at Seattle. I asked them directly, "Where's the battery extender?" So now they've gone through some financial trouble. Porsche bought them. Anyway, the truth comes out. They're canceling the battery extender. So what does this mean? That means that you are stuck with a small battery, 430 watt-hour, and if you were expecting that to be able to extend your ride, extend the usability, the flexibility of your e-bike, you are SOL, and that is very, very unfortunate. For your pain and trouble, they will give you something, a free gift, a coupon, maybe to buy the 480. And it's not clear yet, so very hazy on the handling of the situation. What bikes are affected? We have the Pivot Shuttle SL, we have the Cruz Heckler SL, Focus VAM, Ghost, Path Riot, Transition Relay, Trek Domane, Canyon Endurance are a few of the ones that I saw. These are affected, and not only are the consumers affected, but the manufacturers too. The manufacturers worked with this company, Fazua, under the premises that, hey, you're going to have an extender and you have some good development and whatnot, and they are screwed. So I checked in the Fazua user group on Facebook, and customers are pissed. They're pissed. Never buying a Fazua product again, having lived through all the problems, and now this. They just canceled it. Like, what the heck? Anyway. Okay, number two piece of news is we have two expensive bikes, very expensive bikes. One's a limited edition, and one's just a very expensive configuration. And it's kind of surprising to me, to tell you the truth, because times are tough. Times are tough. People are losing their jobs. College grads who have 100 grand in student loan are not getting any job offers, no matter how good their grades are and internships and whatnot. And there's so much uncertainty in the market right now. So we have an S-Works Turbo Levo for $19,999.99. So not quite 20 grand. You get a penny back. And what does this have? This has a very special edition paint job. It has that Fox Podium fork that is $2,000 each. And then it has a fancy brake system, Trick Stuff Maxima, $1,200 I think for this brake system. There might be some other things I'm missing. I didn't see an extender battery on this guy, but pretty cool color, but 20 grand. So definitely limited edition bike, not for everyone. And I think it's gonna really upset all those people saying mountain bikes are too expensive. But it's also gonna reaffirm the folks that say, hey, this is a niche sport, and this is a boutique sport, a status symbol. You can't afford a McLaren, so you can afford a Camry, But so why are you complaining that there's an exotic bike around? So, but it is, timing is a little rough. Also, there's another bike called the Shuttle AM, the Pivot Shuttle AM, that is $16,598 USD. Steep. It has live valve neo and all the fancy carbon stuff for sure. But on top of that, they put live valve neo suspension, and they also have a battery extender worth $600. All right, comes in two colors. 16,600. Okay. I also checked into I heard there was a new Santa Cruz bicycle that's out, a new Bullet with that Fox Podium fork, because this Pivot doesn't have a Fox Podium fork. The Fox Podium fork is $2,000. All of these bikes, by the way, have the SRAM XX1 rear derailleur, as far as I know, and that thing is $750. I know that because I tried to fix mine, and kind of expensive. So it turns out the Santa Cruz is not too bad, a bargain in comparison. So the Bullet, called the Bullet Podium, is $13,249, and it has all the bells and whistles, and it has the Fox Podium fork, which is normally $2,000. So nice. And it looked like it has a battery extender, but then when I looked at the specs, it doesn't say the battery extender is included. That would have been nice. All right, third piece of news is about Canyon. Just an update on what's going on. So they last week replaced their CEO. They had a kind of a high-powered CEO. They kicked him out, and they put in their founder, one of their original founders. So kind of back to basics. And it's been a tough year for Canyon, especially on the e-bike front. On the e-bike front, they've had that battery recall on all their Spectrals. And I think the Torque, their most popular full-powered e-bikes with Shimano motor, the batteries were cracking. If you don't know about it, you're using it, maybe best you don't know about it. But yeah, there's an issue. It can crack. It's a fire hazard. That hasn't been any cases of fires, as far as we know, that are verified. But they said, don't use it. Stop use. We'll give you a new one. We'll give you $300, a little voucher for your troubles, but don't use your bike. But here's the thing. Folks just started getting their 900 watt-hour batteries in late July, August, and some are working, but a lot of people are having problems with the cabling, with electronic issues on this thing. Because why? Because they haven't tested it. They're just putting it out there, and they haven't tested it with all these cases that are out there. So a lot of problems. And here's the other big problem. The other big problem is a lot of users have the 720 watt hour battery, maybe 700, and they haven't gotten their battery yet. So they're getting it in November 1, November 30, could be delayed, but they haven't gotten it yet. So that would be 1 year since they said stop using your bike. You're 1 year without a bike. You lose 1 year of mountain biking, of e-biking. And your money's tied up. They're not issuing refunds. They give you a couple $100. So terrible situation, Canyon. What is going on? And it's a Shimano motor. It's not like it's the hot to trot motor, but you're kind of locked in. You can't sell your bike. You're not supposed to ride your bike. And your bike is devaluing all this time. All right, and the last piece of news I will give you is about YT Industries. So YT Industries announced restructuring on July 16th, restructuring insolvency proceedings in Germany. And a lot of people got their money, their orders, who had an order pending, got their order tied up. Can't get your bike, can't get your money back. This is mostly a worldwide Europe situation. And these folks are SOL, until something happens in the restructuring. So the timeline, people are stressed, what is going on. So it's been a month and a half, 6 weeks, and there's been no news yet. So, but, so many mountain bikers are left hanging. The money's left hanging. We're talking $5,000 to 5 to 10 grand here is at stake. So very bad situation. Does this affect the U.S. customers during that time period when the insolvency was announced and they didn't get their bike? Our research says yes. There's a bit of confusion on what happened during that time period, but some U.S. customers did get that message, get their money tied up, and in the U.S., luckily, you have a recourse. You usually pay with PayPal or your credit card, and those companies just yank the money back. So, but definitely, a lot of people are kind of left in the balance. So, an unfortunate situation. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. And September, I know, kind of terrible trail conditions, and the season's coming to a close. But hang in there, keep riding your bike, keep staying healthy, and hang on. And we'll have a lot of new content for you guys on e-MTB Review. Thank you.